All right, guys, welcome back into another PGA DFS video. Going to be going over the core plays for the Sony Open. So just starting off here, we do have Webb Simpson. Yes, I know he's the highest priced player on the slate, and I really do hate when I do this, but to me, Webb Simpson is just going to be a phenomenal play for us this week. We just look at his key stats, just going over it real quick. He ranks well in every single stat that we want to be looking at this week. Ball striking, total driving, strokes gained total, strokes gained putting, strokes gained tee to green, and then birdie to bogey ratio, and then strokes gained approach as well. That's his only poor stat that he has going. His course history here is the average finish of 6th over the last 4 years. His recent form average is 21st. So obviously Webb Simpson is playing some phenomenal golf. I think it'll be very easy to fit Webb Simpson into your lineups this week. So for me, Webb Simpson just going to be a standout play, a player that we really just can't go ahead and ignore this week. I feel like he's the safest one out of the top end players to pay up for. Why? Because, well, I really like Joaquin Niemann and I really like Harris English, but both those guys are coming off of that tournament last week at the Century Tournament Champions. Niemann might have a little bit of doubts / regrets with how, last week's tournament played out. And then Harris English, we always do worry about the hangover effect a little bit. So that's why I'm going towards Webb Simpson as more of my core play this week in that high end. So then we're going to drop it down into the low tier. We're going to start with the cover boy here, Matthew NeSmith. So he really is going to be a strong play. Just look at the key stats that we're looking at. He really is just a phenomenal play stat-wise. Other than putting, he has been a stud. And we know putting can come and go. So I'm not all too worried about that. But top 5 in ball striking, 21st in total driving, top 25 in strokes gained approach, 34th in strokes gained tee to green. I mean, he is checking all the boxes stat-wise, and then recent form average 28th over his last 4 starts, and then 32nd here at this course. Now, that was only one start here in 2019, but it is good to see that 1, he played this course already, and 2, that he did have right around a top 30 finish. So for me, Matthew NeSmith is just not going to be. That's the question. It's like, can we lock him in? Because he is going to be a high ownership play, I think, this week. But he's such a good stat fit. I mean, second in the field, checking all the boxes, stat fit wise and recent form wise. I don't know if I want to use the lock word this early on in the PGA DFS season. But to me, Matthew NeSmith really is a standout play this week. And if you want to lock him into your builds, I'm okay with it. Now, it is a little bit risky, but I am okay with it. All the data is telling us that he is going to be a phenomenal play, and that's why I like it. Now, Emiliano Grillo is going to be another, pretty solid play. I was a little bit surprised at really how well he had played at this course. Nothing elite, but a 21st last year, a 22nd the year before that, and then a made cut in 2017. This is a course where he actually does rank out really well for it. Top 6 in the model this week. Course history rank is 27th, which at his price point, that's about even. And then everything else is great. Recent form rank, he's made the cut in his last 3 events and really played well in those events as well. Stat rank, he is top 7 in that. We'll scroll up to the stats. So yeah, recent form average finish of 15th. That is phenomenal. Once again, he's pretty much Matthew NeSmith, but a little bit safer of a play because we know we can normally count on Grillo to make the cut. Everything else is pretty much the same that we're looking at stat-wise. Strokes gained putting is pretty much their weakness. Both of those guys' weakness. So I do really like both those guys as a play. Then we get into kind of a value play here. I was trying to find a stellar value play for us this week, and I came up with Peter Malnati. Now, he's priced at 6.9K this week. That does worry you a little bit, but his stats are pretty much there other than total driving and ball striking, which I always do like to focus on, but I don't think we can dwell on them too much. His strokes gained total is 12th. Strokes gained putting is 4th. Strokes gained tee to green, top 75. That's okay. Birdie to bogey ratio, 30th. Strokes gained approach, 48th. So the key stats that I really wanted to be looking at were ball striking, strokes gained putting, strokes gained approach, birdie to bogey ratio, and strokes gained tee to green. Out of really anyone past like the high tier range, he was the guy that really didn't have a weakness in those categories. Now, he doesn't have much of strengths. Birdie to bogey ratio and strokes gained putting, I would say, are his strengths in those categories compared to the field, but he still does rank out as a stellar play. And just look at it graphically here real quick. Stat rank top 12, which is a little bit surprising to me. Top 25 model rank. So to get a top 25 model ranked player at 6.9 is absolutely phenomenal. I really do like that. And then we just look at his course history. Yes, he missed the cut here 1 year, made it in 2016, and then also had a top 12 finish last year. We know Peter Malnati really over the last, year and a half has been playing some really good golf. His recent form average is pretty good as well. He made the cut in his last 2 events. So that is all I have for you guys this week for the core plays video. Let me know which one you are going to be on the most this week. Are you guys going to be locking it in? Matthew NeSmith, our boy, it does kind of hurt me that a lot of people are going to be on him this week. He's been our boy for really a good stretch of last year. There's a good like 2-month stretch in there where he was a value play each and every week, and he was always just a phenomenal stat fit. Fell off a little bit there after the break, but it looks like his game is trending back to where it was prior to the COVID break. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe. I do appreciate that. If you guys are interested in joining 9 to 5 Sports and using all the tools that we have available for you guys, it is $10 a month. The links are in the description below for that. All right, thanks guys, we're out, and as always, let's keep cashing.